Hello and welcome to Holistically Speaking's Wellness Talk. So, we are three women of color who are doing an amazing interprofessional collaboration. We're going to introduce these wonderful ladies and they're going to share what their specialty work is. But the three of us are certified integrative mental health professionals. And that is how we all met. So, we've got a great topic today on creating spaces of wellness, which Reynalda will get into in just a little bit. So I'm Sheila Ivlev. I am an occupational therapist and I am based out of California. I've got OT Bay Area, which is my private practice where I work with adults on emotional health, and it is short-term functional goals where we do stuff together because that's what OTs do. I also have a consulting business, WellWorks, where I do well-being consulting for organizations, universities, and workplaces. And I'm going to ask Dr. Catherine to introduce herself, please.
I am Dr. Catherine Jackson. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and I'm board certified neuro. And just like Sheila mentioned before, we all share the same certified integrative mental health professional title. Because we all love a focus on holistic health and nutrition. I am the owner, the founder, operator of Optimal Neural Holistic Services, and I practice here in Illinois. And so, Reynalda, what about you? Tell them who you are.
Yeah. I'm Reynalda Jones. I am a licensed clinical social worker. I am the CEO and therapist of A Solution B, a holistic mental health private practice located in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm licensed in the state of Michigan, in the state of New Jersey. And so for our topic today is creating spaces of wellness. So before we get started on that, why is this the topic? I covered this topic briefly in a very short video on my Instagram and YouTube channel, and Dr. Catherine Jackson said she wanted to talk about this topic. So we are covering this topic, and it's based on personal experience or perspective. With my own clientele, one thing that I address is not only nutrition and mental health, but also environmental wellness. And so what that may look like is looking at placements of items, what items are meaningful to them. I go back to spaces that have even things that you've created when you were in a mood that was helpful for you or pleasant for you. Also, organization is important. Now, everything doesn't have to be in its specific place, but how cluttered or how organized is something? And for many people, it's very therapeutic to move things in spaces and kind of feel the vibe. But also when you declutter a space, you kind of declutter your mind.
Yeah.
So that is very important. And I always say, feel the vibe. Nothing is stationary. If you feel you need to move something in a different location, then do that. The one top thing that I always like to add, though, and this is just even for my personal space, if you come into my office, you will see this: live plants. Have something living in your space. I don't know what it is, but something living. And research shows that when people have nature, something living in their space, they actually heal even better. Whether it's a medical issue or a mental issue, their health, it actually improves. So that's what I have to share. What
Wow,
about you, Dr. Catherine?
I love it. The whole plant thing. I'm just going to tell a quick story that my inside of my house is usually where plants come to die, but I have been doing good. I have plants. There's one in the house now, and I just got some that were a little bit more low maintenance. So I love that you mentioned that. And for me, with creating wellness spaces, for me is like kind of like piggybacking on what you said about having a nice space that's clear and not too cluttered. Not too long ago, I was really sick and I couldn't pick different things up, and I noticed how that was affecting me. But as soon as I started feeling better, that was one of the first things I did. I started picking things up, putting it back in order, and I felt like that was helping me to heal even more each day. And for me, I love creating a space like I have a couple of different spaces in my home. One is right outside of this desk area where I see patients for telehealth, but I also do things that make me feel good with sound, with movement. Sometimes you can find me on the floor reading, and I also have a loft, and I call it my lady loft. Like the guys have their man cave, right? But I have a loft, and it's my lady loft, and I love also sitting on the floor there too. You can often find me there reading. Sometimes when I want to take a nap between patients or anything, I do that on the floor because I find being on the floor is so grounding versus sitting on the couches and everything that I pay so much money for. So, and another wellness thing that I know at least Renelda will completely resonate with is creating that outdoor space in nature for myself as an avid gardener. And I know Renelda knows all about that because she has a holistic and therapeutic garden where she holds therapy sessions. So for me, that's what creating wellness spaces are, places that I can go to refresh, to refuel, to restore myself. And even in the midst of things like being in a meeting, sometimes I can't physically go there. Maybe somebody's saying something to tick me off and all that kind of stuff, but I can mentally go and be in the garden, or I can mentally go and be in the lady loft. And it helps me to be nice and calm while I'm in those forever meetings that we have way too much, way too often, things that could be an email, right? We just keep all this crap going with all these different meetings, and that helps me to stay grounded by mentally being in those wellness spaces. How about you, Sheila? What do you do with your
Yeah,
wellness spaces?
you both mentioned so many important points. So I don't want to repeat them too much, but I do have to say how important those all are. So, Reynaldo, you mentioned not having a cluttered space. So I will admit I have a lot of difficulty with attention. And so it not only does it stress me out, but I get distracted. And so I have to keep my workspace pretty minimal and get rid of stuff I'm not working on and try to be in a space that doesn't have too much clutter, because I will get up and I'll start cleaning. I will get up and I'll start looking at stuff. And so for me to pay attention, I need a relatively minimal workspace. So for me, a lot of creating a wellness space has to do with the items that I cultivate in it. So keeping my body well, I've got a glass of water with me all the time, and I have backup bottles. Just like Dr. Catherine said, we've got these meetings all day long. And if I run out of water, what am I supposed to do? So I've got backup bottles so that I'm constantly seeing that, okay, I've got water, I'm going to drink it. If I run out of it, I've got my backup to take care of myself. And I also have things that have meaning. So if you look behind me, I've got a statue. And that's a statue of Ganesh. So that is a Hindu god. And so I'm going to give a little bit of background. So I was raised Hindu and Buddhist. I'm not religious at all. Now, I am not religious, but this has cultural significance. So this god is known to remove obstacles and also help with success. And so for me, this is my workspace. This is where I work with clients. This is where I do education. And so for me, I see it as something that is just adding a little bit of a blessing, whether you believe in it or not. It's not hurting anything. And so for me, just having this in my presence, it's on my screen right behind me, overseeing whoever I'm working with. It helps make me feel like, okay, this is going to be a successful event. This is going to be a successful session. So having things that have personal, cultural, or historical significance is something that helps for me create a wellness space. Do either of you have items like that, like something meaningful in your workplace?
Well, Sheila, you're making me think I better put something in here. I'm like looking around.
Well, I'll tell you, I can't have plants because I kill them too. I had a terrarium that I created. I was so excited. I had orchids. They don't survive, so they're out by closer to the sunlight. I
don't want it to go on record that I am like killing all the living plants. I am great. I'm an avid outdoor gardener. They live, they thrive. and
I
I have
can't
a
keep it alive
beautiful
outdoors either.
Yes.
Just so you all listening know, I want to do this. These ladies do amazing things with cultivating gardens and really getting wellness out of nature. I try. I just have to go visit. I can't create it myself.
Yeah. However you guys get it, that's okay. And
Yeah,
and I work with clients on plant parenting too, because
yeah,
a lot of them start with I can't do it because they die. I started that way too. And so a lot of it has to do with changing mindset and finding the resources and the plants that only need to be watered once a month.
mhm. The right plant.
I might need to hit you up.
But
I
you
had to
know,
learn that one, Renelda. The right
yeah,
plant is key.
yeah. But you know, everyone doesn't have a room or have the space. So if you have maybe a tray or a little box where you can put certain things, sometimes they're called a tool grounding toolbox, or just something that keeps you comfort, pictures of people that you care about, crisis phone numbers in case you need that. And it's portable, you can easily move it wherever you go. That's a wellness space too. It doesn't have to be a whole complete room. So make it work what works best for you.
I'm glad you said that, Renelda, because when I work with my patients, I work with them to create a mental health toolbox, and it's just what you described. And so maybe to answer Sheila's question, I need to keep my mental health toolbox in here, like in here with me, to have all those same vibes, like what the thing behind you is creating, the whole picture behind you is creating for you. But I don't. I shame on me. I don't have
That's all right.
anything
Just
in
it's
here right now.
something to add. We are forever works in progress. So that is the beauty of working interprofessionally, is we learn things from each other.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Yeah, we're
Mhm.
human, and you don't have to have it done all at one time. So maybe your vibe feels off today, but you're not sure what you want to move or add into your space. It might take a month for some people until they feel the sensation that feels right to them. And that's okay too. So
Yeah.
don't pressure yourself. Take your time to do what's right for you.
and
I will
I
say, go
sorry.
ahead. Yeah, no, you go. You
I
go.
was just going to add, because Reynaldo, you made such a good point about not everyone has that space. And so for some people, it might be your car. For some people, it might be your bathroom, like somewhere you can go just to have a breather, a space to yourself. So again, you can be creative with it.
And I guess I do kind of have something. So you know me, I'm trying to search my mind in here. You guys can't see it, but behind me over here, yep, this thing. I like scents, and I talked earlier about liking sounds, and so I got sound stuff over here, and like I just play different things. I even have a Wi-Fi speaker that I'll play some music sometimes. So those kind of things they do, they're in here for me. I don't think they have as much goodness as the God, but they make me really feel good in this space, and especially while I'm working in this place. So um, that's the most. But you challenged me here, Sheila, today. I'm going to find something that really represents. It helps me to feel really grounded that I can put in here.
Yeah. So for me, I have a lot of different meaningful things because I actually revamped furniture that I probably got for like $10 a piece. And then some furniture a friend gave me before she passed away, which is meaningful to me.
Mm.
And also my space is set up based on feng shui. I had a feng shui provider. Her name is Susie Molina, who is actually on Instagram, and she's located in Chicago too. And so I just sent a video of like, how could I make this more where energy flows, have a healthier space for my clients so that they can gain more clarity. And she was able to help me with that too. And we followed
Okay.
a map. So there's a lot of meaning. Meaning doesn't always have to be something tangible too. It could be, just the atmosphere can be meaningful to you. But that comes to the end of our discussion. So if you want to work with us, be sure to check us out on our websites. If you want to work as an individual, we are located in specific states and we're licensed in those particular states. But we also do corporate work and consulting. So reach out to us so we can talk more about wellness and how we can help you and your employees and your team.
You get three people.
All three of us, we're available. And be sure to get our ebook so you can get some mood boosting recipes to help you with that vibe in your space too.
Until next time.
Did I forget anything?